Do you hear that rumble, that thunder in the air, the electric all around you? That's the feeling of the comic universe being changed. And the catalyst is this frog, Cyberfrog.
Scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hi everybody, it's Paul from Gauntlet Comix. Today is Friday, October 18th, 2019. Today we're going to be speaking about Cyberfrog and its impact on the comic industry. I figured I'd let Ethan tell you about himself and Cyberfrog from his Indiegogo page.
Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it.
Let's just stop right there for one moment. Look at that line work. Incredible. He is just a master of his art. I just had to comment on that. This is pre-coloring stage, and he does everything by hand.
Sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over, devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist, but it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again.
So, at this time, that campaign is over. That's history. But I wanted you to see that so you could understand where I'm going to go with this conversation with you about why Cyberfrog and Ethan are at a pivotal point in the comic industry right now, and why you need to be paying attention to this. So if you look here, just from this campaign alone, he made $538,456. That's huge. That's massive. That's off his first campaign. And it is closed now, of course, so you can't go there and do it. However, we'll go into his other campaigns that he has, not his other campaign, his current campaign shortly, because there is still an opportunity to get the book, and we'll go into that momentarily. All right. So let me lay out why I think Cyberfrog and Ethan have made an impact that has drawn attention and has legendary consequences. I think that's the right verbiage I want to use. Legendary consequences, not even consequences. What's going to take him to the next level of being legendary? We have some factors involved with Ethan and the book that bring it to this level of legendary, and legendary enough to have people pay very close attention to this and seriously think about investing in his final campaign here that he's doing. Once again, I believe it's his final campaign. He surprises us all the time by doing certain things like offering up different variant covers and extending the campaign even more. So the factors involved that are making this a monumental moment Number one, he's in controversy. Okay, I'm going to address the elephant in the room and get it out there right off the bat. I hate being negative, so let's just get it out there and get it over with. Ethan got in trouble within DC primarily because of who he voted for and who he supported. He voted for Trump and he supported Trump. In a field that's mostly full of liberals, that drew a lot of criticism on him. It drew a lot of hatred on him, a surprising amount of hatred. I don't know if everybody can remember, but that election polarized families. Okay? Families were polarized by that election. This industry was polarized. One thing led to another and he left. Since then, he's gotten into Comixgate. There's been drama associated with Comixgate. Comixgate is thought of to be full of hate mongers, homophobes, womanizers, name any label. They're thought to be that, as well as Ethan. Well, I'm here to tell you it's untrue. Okay? Everybody in Comixgate, including Ethan and other creators, got hit hard. Every label was thrown at them, and it was just ridiculously repulsive. And it really, really pushed the creators to go out and do their own thing and be successful. I can tell you from watching Ethan for almost 2 years now, seeing him go from where he was in his videos to where he is now, which I'm going to include a link to, I don't see any of those labels sticking with him. I hesitate with naming these labels because I don't want YouTube to violate me. That doesn't sound right. I don't want YouTube to hold a claim against me because I violate their code. You know, there's certain words you can't say. So I'm being very careful with what labels. But if you use your imagination, just throw out any label. Most repulsive one, he was called that. So that steeps it in controversy. Now, let's explain the drama in Comixgate, because it's going to come up. You're going to see it. If you do your research, you're going to see where this guy and that guy is fighting, and Ethan's fighting with this guy, and Ethan's fighting. Some of it is kayfabe. If you're into wrestling, kayfabe is basically your storyline. You have a heel, which is a bad guy, a face, which is a good guy. And it's all to push the story forward, to draw attention to the story. So a lot of the guys in Comixgate, they do this. They've admitted on live streams. They talk about working the bit, which means, putting on a show. And that's to draw people in to keep attention on their product and to keep attention on their books. A lot of people take it seriously from the outside. They don't understand it's a marketing ploy. I think it's funny. And I think it's funny because I understand it. Now, there's some points where things have gone a little bit over the line, such as certain memes being made by a group of very loyal fans to Ethan called War Campaign. But once again, it's all controversy. If you look at some of your big names, Eminem, Madonna, Dr. Dre, before they got to be the rocks that they are in their industry, they started out with controversy. And some of their controversy was way worse than what's going on in Comixgate. So that's one element, controversy. Now, another element is Ethan's experience. As he mentioned in his video, he spent time with DC and Marvel. The percentage of his time was spent with DC. While at DC, he produced some great work. I pulled up these pictures just to give you some examples. Let me see if I can't zoom in a little bit closer. There. Look at that Batman. The detail on it. This is everybody's. People who are fans of his look to this period. Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps. Him and Jeff Johns blew that out of the water. Look at that. JLA. Green Lantern, Batman once again. Now, from this work, if you're a comic fan, you're digging this right now. If you haven't heard of Ethan, I bet you when I get done with this, some people are going to be doing some exploring. Oh yeah, look at that sketch. Incredible. All by hand, no computer. I love this one of the Green Lantern. All that detail work. When I draw, this is the kind of detail I like to get into. That Wonder Woman. So from all this great work at DC, we go into the next element. His fans. His loyal fans. Okay? He brought with him from DC fans that absolutely adore him. And him using YouTube and social media has made those fans even more loyal. I mentioned War Campaign earlier. That's a fan club of his, okay? That's a fan club, and they are really, really loyal to him. So that's going to be your third pillar. Your fourth pillar is quality. So I'm here at IndieCrown. Real quick before I go into the quality on this comic book, the quality we're all used to, here's your creative team. Ethan Van Sciver is writer, penciler, and inker. The colorist is Kyle Ritter. As I'm going to show you here, Kyle's work is amazing. These two gentlemen elevated this to above standard. Now there's a little 90s take on it. It's cool. I love it. Brighter colors, more creativity. Just look at that. So these are actually actual pictures from Cyberfrog. I'm going to try to zoom in on this work here. Look at that. Okay, let me zoom back out. My goodness, I'm losing my touch. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I just have to get refocused back in. And I love this one. This is one of my favorite pictures of it. There we go. Get back to normal there. Amazing work. I'm just going to zoom in on this too, so you can see the eyes. Look at that work on those eyes and the ink work. Just really, really above standard industry detail. Okay. And I think we saw that. And the color, just look at the colors in the background. Just insane. I like that one too. The wash in there. How Kyle plays off the color. Just really good stuff. Okay. So there you have your high quality marker. If you ever get a chance, watch one of Ethan's drawing videos from the beginning. Really cool to watch him. He gets in the zone. It's like watching Michael Jordan play. And the fifth pillar, massive initial impact on the independent comic scene. As I mentioned, he's made close to $1 million with his first comic, self-published. The only hiccups he had, and this isn't anything new, these hiccups. His book was a year late. Okay, you're going to hear about it. You're going to see it. So let's just throw that out there. He's not the first one to be a year late. There's some people who are 5 years late at this point. There's some people who are think even 7 years late. One of them almost got in a fist fight with an early creator in Comicsgate. So he was a year late. To me, the wait would be worth it because I know what I'm going to get. I know he's going to put it out. He's had success. Excuse my phone, by the way. He's had success in the past. It's just his first go at this. I have a feeling the next books are going to go a lot smoother for him. Now he's learned his lessons. He's gotten his lumps. He's had the criticism. He's creative. He's sensible. He's gotten blasted by people. He doesn't like that. Nobody likes to get blasted by anybody. So for his latest extension, he went ahead and did this limited edition line art variants. This is filled. It's got 38 days left, but this is filled. So it's coming. Okay, you're going to get this book. Same interior. You have your different tiers. Okay, this is your line art comic book, $25. That's your Cyberfrog comic. I'm going to have difficulty saying this. Salamandroid variant comic book, $25. Signed copy. Something else I wanted to mention about these books. Ethan put a sketch variant cover on the inside of the front copy and signed the books. That was a really nice touch. Then you have your Team Up line art comic book, $25. Uncut sheet of promo cards, $50. 16 of those claimed. Then you can get all three of these line art comics, the variants. Oh, and just to mention, the shipping has been wonderful. The fulfillment center has been doing really good, according to what Ethan said. But you get all 3 books. What I found interesting about this, how'd that happen? What I found interesting about this is that 364 out of 500 have been claimed. And then the last perk would be the proof copy, $100, and 176 out of the $250, out of the 250 of these have been claimed. So you got all 5 of these ingredients, and they add up for a book and an artist to elevate to legendary status. Okay. Due to all these factors and his success that has been created from these factors, creators from the big 2 are coming over and migrating to independent comics. Some of them are going to Comicsgate. Some of them aren't. I don't even like talking about Comicsgate because this is about Cyberfrog Blood Honey. And this is about celebrating Ethan's success and pointing out and having everybody understand why this is such an important moment in time. So now you have all these creators becoming independent coming over from the big 2 because they see it can be done. You can be successful. You can make money. You can make real money. You can have your own IP, intellectual property, and do with it whatever you want. They're in control, not Marvel or DC. Now, the other reason why we're right at that point when you should be paying attention to this, and if you have a chance to buy it, buy it. Number 1, because it's a great read. Number 1 and number 2 go together. Great read, quality art. But from a speculation side, it's almost too predictable to be that it's unpredictable. This is like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles time. This is like a Spawn time. This is right before that moment when it goes huge. According to Ethan on his live streams, he's already working on merchandising, ranging from trading cards to statues. So, and knowing him, he's probably already thinking about animated series. This is going to blow up. Just wait. And all I can say is, this is the time to do it. This is the time to pull that trigger. If you're not into indies, use this as your gateway to get into indies. You won't be sorry. This competes with everybody in the big two. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope I've explained this so you understand the importance of this moment in time with Ethan and Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Thank you for watching. Please, if you're not a subscriber, please make sure to like and subscribe. I release content sometimes daily. The two sure facts you're going to get every Thursday is Hulk Fever, where I go absolutely nuts over the Hulk, reading the books, getting distracted. It's just a time to let loose, let the hair down, but make a little series out of it so that us Hulk fans can take a look at these things and just have fun together. It's not a review. It's not a reading. It's just what it is. And of course, today, Friday, you have Eye for Indies. And in between there, I'll sprinkle different content relating to the business as well as to the different tools I use for my collecting. So thank you so much for listening, and look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Oh,